President Trump's self-described mandate is facing brutal reality checks across the country. Republican Nebraska Congressman Mike Flood is the latest to take it on the chin while holding down a town hall in a county that voted for Trump nearly 3-1.
We have the Department of Government Efficiency that is looking at and has some. How can you be against a balanced budget?
He's not the only one. Wyoming's only House member, Harriet Hageman, faced tough questions from her constituents about the scope and pace of Trump's overhauls. Meanwhile, Democratic lawmakers like Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey are taking heat from their constituents.
We are not interested in hearing that you are in the minority. We know that. We want you to show some of the backbone and strategic brilliance that Mitch McConnell would have. He's not from the voting. The house is on fire. He just asked me about this. He just asked me about that. I'm going to answer his question. I'm going to answer his question. I'm going to answer his question. Like it's business they don't know. It is not business they don't know.
People are just a wee bit ticked off. Joining me now is Congressman Jamie Raskin, who has just finished his own town hall in Frederick, Maryland. Welcome, Congressman. It's great to have you. So Frederick, Maryland is not necessarily the exact backyard, but I love the thinking. Tell us about the town hall.
So actually, Frederick used to be part of the 8th District. I got gerrymandered out of there, alas, and lost all those wonderful people. But they're now in the 6th District with April Delaney, and she invited me to come to talk about the work that I've been doing on the legal front, because as you know, the top Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, I've been leading our efforts to work with the litigators around the country, the state attorney generals, and anybody who's in lawsuit against this nightmare. Tomorrow I head to Pennsylvania, and Saturday I will go out to Andy Harris's district, which is on the Eastern Shore, as you know, Michael. And he has not had an in-person town hall meeting since 2017, as I understand it, and he's refusing to meet with people now, and they now have built these giant milk boxes with Andy Harris's picture on it, saying, "Where's Andy?"
Well, I would invite as a fellow Marylander, I would invite the congressman to come spend some time with the constituents who elected him. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? They voted for you. The reality, though, is something that Congresswoman Hageman is beginning to hear and realize. We have reports coming out that at her town hall, they've got, lines forming to get in, and a lot of noise around, how this government is treating the American people. What is your sense of how this is playing out, and the disconnect between the congressional members who are elected to represent the very people who are apparently really pissed off right now?
Well, look, the Republicans are in a full-blown attack on Medicaid. They want to cut $880 billion from the Medicaid program. Elon Musk has said Social Security, of course, is the big one. That's the big target that they're aiming for. And they are hollowing out all kinds of federal agencies and departments that the American people depend on, like NIH, which does the cutting-edge medical research, and it's now got swept up in their whole anti-science crusade. Same thing with, the FAA. They sacked the director of the FAA on the first day of their administration, January 20th, because Elon Musk doesn't like him, and they got rid of his top coterie. And what do you know? We have the first fatal airplane crash in 17 years, followed by a whole bunch of other collisions and near collisions that have taken place. So people are beginning to recognize that the GOP is really at war with the government of the people, and they don't like the idea that the government is an instrument of the common good. They want to use it for the billionaires, and it's a billionaire's cabinet, and we saw who was sitting behind Donald Trump on his inauguration day. It was Elon Musk, Musk, and it was Mark Zuckerberg, and it was Jeff Bezos, and behind them was a cabinet of billionaires. So it's a government that represents much less than 1% of the American people. And what's happening in these town hall meetings across the country is extraordinary, that the vast majority of Americans are turning out to say they want their government back.
That's an important note, Congressman, because you have, at least coming from the National Democratic Committee, the congressional campaign especially, encouraging the kind of action that you're taking as a member to go and host these town hall meetings, whether they're in your district or a fellow member's district, especially if it's a Republican member. Tomorrow you have Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin and yourself and Representative Susie Wild heading to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, as you mentioned. So you're out there doing these conversations. But then on the other side of it, you have, for example, Nancy Mace, a member of the House, who is refusing to do town halls because of threatening constituents. And then you've got this little ditty from the North Carolina Congresswoman Virginia Foxx telling Fox News why she doesn't do town halls.
I don't do town halls because I think it's just an opportunity for people to yell at their member of Congress.
Oh, put upon members of Congress making almost $200,000 a year in a job in which they barely meet, right? That's how the American people see this moment, where you can't stand and help us, as the president is going to sign tomorrow, Congressman, an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. And so we wonder why. And then Nancy Mace and Virginia Foxx are sitting there going, oh, I can't talk to my constituents because they are threatening me and they yell at me.
Look, in democracy, those of us who aspire and attain to public office, as you know, Michael, are nothing but the servants of the people. And the minute that we think we're the masters of the people and we don't have to face the people and we don't have to listen to the people, that is the moment to evict, eject, reject, impeach, try, convict, start all over again. And we are starting to pick up everywhere across the country this strong mood that we need to get rid of the politicians who are not acting like the servants of the people. And it's interesting that that my dear colleague Virginia Foxx says she doesn't want to go in a situation where people are just yelling at politicians. That's all the Republicans do in committees with Democrats. They turn and start yelling at Democrats and talking about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. They don't seem to mind yelling at other people when it comes to the Democrats, but they don't want to face their own constituents. It's unbelievable.